here from Game Day Squad, and I'm here to give you my top 5 takeaways from round 4 of AFL footy. Game Day Squad is a new way to play fantasy sports that uses blockchain technology in the form of digital playing cards. If you're interested in finding out more, look in the description below or visit gamedaysquad.com.au. But let's get right into the takeaways, because this round was another great round of AFL footy. We've had a great season so far. The first few rounds have been electric. So was the Women's Grand Final, which was my prediction from last week. Adelaide ended up getting up over Melbourne, but yeah, it was a great game. Adelaide had dominance all throughout the match, but Melbourne kept finding a way to claw their way back into it, which makes for an exciting game of footy to watch when you think one team's going to run away with it and then the other team gets back into it. It was Jasmine Hewitt, the ruckman for Adelaide, had a fairy tale start, kicking the first goal after taking a ripper mark on the goal line. Snap for a ruckman is hard to do on the boundary line. There was a great coaching decision from Melbourne at halftime to bring Daisy Pearce to the half-back line to get her more involved in the game, which worked out really well for them and it nearly came off as the greatest women coaching move of all time, because that definitely turned the tide, you could tell. It was a really good game of football because there was some really smart passages of plays. There was some big, massive tackles, some really good marks. But overall, you can tell that the quality of women's footy is getting better and better each year, and I'm a big fan of it. I'm here for it. And yeah, hopefully in the future with Game Day Squad, we'll be able to have women's footy with our fantasy sport. So look out for that in the future. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the AFL can do with the women's footy brand, because yeah, it's an exciting brand that's getting better and better, and I hope they take it out of the summer, because it is way too hot to be playing footy in the summer. But let's move on to takeaway number 2, which was Dan McStay from the Brisbane Lions is putting together an audition tape with his contract up at the end of the year. Now, he actually has delayed contract talks until the end of the year. So he knows that he's playing good footy, and he knows that he's worth a little bit more than what he might be being offered right now. Yeah, so Dan McStay has really changed the things that I didn't like about him as a Brisbane Lions fan, because he'd always be thereabouts, coming out of full forward, would take some marks, but he was always kind of like a secondary option, and yeah, this year he's really turned it around. He's become one of the main options for Brisbane, especially with Hipwood out. I don't think there's enough room for 3 big tools with Hipwood, McStay and Danaher in there, so one of them's got to go, especially when you've got players like Caden Coleman, some really good Brisbane Lions small players who need that forward pocket spot. So I think that he's a Melbourne boy, so there's a few Melbourne teams that could really use him. And I think he's putting together a great audition tape for the end of the year. And he's fixed something, his goal kicking as well, which was, a big issue. So he was, in 2018 to 2019, he kicked 28 goals and 27 behinds. And from 2020 to 2022, he's kicked 31 goals and 13 behinds. So that's a massive improvement. And you can tell by the way he's dropping the ball onto his foot. He's really worked on that, which I love to see. Takeaway number 3 is that Richmond are by far the most exciting team to watch when they are hot. And they were hot against the Doggies the other night. It was so much better than that snooze fest from Port against Melbourne the other day. Thursday night. Like, that was shocking. That was so hard to watch. But Richmond, it was great. It was electric. They came out, really had a point to prove. I think they they knew that people were talking about them, that that the dynasty's over, that they should go on a rebuild, and they came out and said, "Hey, we're still here to play footy." The thing that I love about watching Richmond is that they really take the game on. Chaos is their style of play. They're always tapping it on. That they're assuming where their teammates are. They're kicking the ball into space, letting their players run onto it. They're evading tackles. They're backing themselves. They're playing on instinct, which is a really exciting brand of football. They're also very brave. So Liam Baker ended up cutting his head open after like a really courageous spoil that ended up in a goal, which is a really real motivator for your team. And something about Richmond is that when one player does something brave or good, it really inspires the rest of them. So when they start getting going, it's really infectious. It catches on. Jack Riewoldt, his 3/4 time torpedo that he told on that he was having a torpedo got well wishes, told good luck, and he kicked it, which was great, especially when it came up to equal his cousin Nick Riewoldt's goal tally. So I know he would have been very happy about that. And Tom Lynch has definitely heard the critics. They've been calling him soft. Well, I know I have. I don't know others have as well. But yeah, he came out and proved us all that he can actually play footy because he did it brilliantly. Can't fault him. So yeah, hopefully for Richmond fans, more of that. Takeaway number 4 is that the West Coast win absolutely meant a lot to them. The poor West Coast, their season's been really interrupted with the health and safety protocols. I really feel for them, and it was really nice to see them get a win. They did get a little help from the umpires at times, but yeah, they had such they really were out there trying, which is all you can ask. The Collingwood didn't play bad. Dacos brothers were awesome. Myercheck is so consistent. One of whenever I'm putting a fantasy team together, I have Myercheck in there because he will get you a couple of goals each week. He really takes his chances, which is what most of the other Collingwood forwards didn't do the other night. And yeah, the West Coast Eagles, they are actually the epitome of a team that takes their chances. You've got a forward line of Kennedy, Darling, Rioli, and Liam Ryan. So those are absolute superstar names. And yeah, you can tell with the scoreline ended up being 10-14 Collingwood to 14-3 West Coast Eagles. So they really took their chances, and that was the difference. But it was really nice seeing them get up. You can tell that they really enjoyed it. A bit more bad news, though. Nick Naitanui is going to be injured for another few weeks from an injury he had in the last quarter. So yeah, hopefully he's okay, because I know he's a big part of when they're doing well, he's firing. So hopefully he's not out for too much longer, but they will get a few more players back next week. And takeaway number 5 is that the stand rule needs some work. I hate the look of it. It looks like the players are stuck in the mud. And I really hate that the penalty of 50 metres, it's such a harsh penalty for such a small mistake. It just doesn't seem right, doesn't seem fair. Richmond very intelligently goaded the Doggies into, stepping off their line like several times in the game the other night. And yeah, that was at some pretty crucial times. And credit to Richmond for being able to switch on and really, really use their brains and get that advantage. But I don't like it. I don't think the AFL should be changing all these rules every year. As a viewer, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy having to learn all these new rules every year. So I reckon either get rid of it or learn or make it or become more lenient on it. Don't let a half step turn into a 50-metre penalty. It's such a natural reaction, especially if you've been playing AFL footy all your life, to try and move around on the mark. So that's been bred into these players. So a little half step to the side shouldn't be penalised with a 50-metre penalty. I hate to see it. So I personally think get rid of it. But if you're going to keep it, then become a bit more lenient on it. I can see what the AFL are trying to do with it. It is opening up the game a bit more through handballs, especially coming through the centre of the ground. So, possibly leading to some higher scores this year, which is nice to see. But yeah, I don't think the AFL should be trying to change the rules every year. And we'll go into my takeaway prediction for next week, which is that Carlton will reset and their mids will figure out how to play without Cripps. So watch out, Port Adelaide, because I think Carlton were a bit stunned against Gold Coast yesterday. Gold Coast, well done. I'm a fan of the Gold Coast Suns, so that was nice to watch. But yeah, I think Carlton are going to come back big against Port this week. And yeah, if you're a Port fan, more pain ahead, unfortunately. Sorry, Cal. So that's it from me this week, guys. Sorry, I'm a little unwell. Got the vid, but Game Day Squad, we're going to be turning on scoring very soon. So best place to connect with us is in our Discord. The description the Discord link is in the description below. If you can, give us a like and a subscribe on this video. It really helps us out. I'll see you in the next week's takeaway video. Thanks, guys.